Hey guys, Lemur here. I know it's been a while since my last VoD review, but I just wanted to do one because I was reading some of the comments in a different VoD review and everyone was saying how insightful it was and made me really happy. Um, so I thought I'd just do another one while I had time. Anyways, if you guys don't know who I am Lemur. I'm currently rank 88 on the NA solo queue ladder and I am a Ahri main. So if that sounds interesting at all for you, please go ahead and subscribe. It'll help me out a ton. Um, Anyways, this game we are playing Ahri versus Galio. And this Galio player is a heavy Galio one trick. He has 2 million Galio points. He's probably one of the best Galios in an A, challenger Galio player. And I think playing against champions like Galio, Rise, and Twisted Fate are all very similar, and so you can kind of use some of the tricks that you learned in this game and apply it over to whenever you fight like a Twisted Fate, or even somebody with teleport. Um, So whenever I get into the game, I'm always pressing tab, figuring out, what's the game plan this game, kind of looking at champions. They have a blitzcrank, so they might invade level 1. That's something we have to think about. How are these fights going to go? Notice my team, for instance, our engage right now is kind of like Rel flash engage or me engaging, and then Rengar follows up. That's kind of our engage. Our Mordekaiser can kind of be on an island top side. Maybe we play towards bot side. Maybe we go for roams on the mid lane. Galio is kind of vulnerable to that by me interrupting his charm, Rel, going in on him, that kind of thing. I'm going to be making sure I be careful of being ganked by a level 3 Elise, because you don't want to forget that some junglers don't just full clear. They also can, gank at level 3. So these are all things that I'm going to be considering whenever I first start up the game. Then here I'm just warming up, moving back and forth. We'll skip through this a tiny bit, just to not waste time. I also think about what items I'm going to go. Here I'm just determining I'm probably going to go Everfrost this game. Makes a lot of sense. Our Rengar is starting blue. Good information to know. So what that tells us is since our Rengar is going to start blue, he's most likely going to do this path and end up bot side. So we need to be ready to contest this bot scuttle if Elise also leashes the top side. Alright. So against Galio, against normal melee champions, generally you don't want to auto the wave like I'm doing right here. However, against Galio, he can actually pressure the wave kind of really hard, and I believe I've played against this guy a few times, and he does pressure the wave really hard level 1 and tries to get a ward. And so this game I decided to kind of counteract that and just try to get the push for myself. Get a free auto when we can. Their bot lane looks like they didn't leash based on them arriving to lane through river pretty fast, and so it looks like their top lane is currently leashing. It's on the way as well. So that's something that we always need to keep in mind. This game was played about like 4 days ago, so I don't remember exactly what happened. But yeah, it looks like the ping was out on the red, and that we think the enemy at least started red. And so a common path that we have to be aware of is if Elise starts red, she might do, red, blue, Gromp, and then look for a gank bot, or look for a gank around mid, or look to invade our jungle. That's something that we need to be very, very careful of. And so one of the things that we can actually do to counter that is since we have the push over this Galio, we can actually go ahead and get like a pretty good ward to spot her out if she's doing any of those things. And this is kind of just how the lane goes. One thing that you can note is against Galio, if he gets a magic shield randomly, that means he took W. So he does not have his E right now, he just has Q and W. So here I get to get the ward right here. And so what this ward does is it lets our Rengar be very safe, because if Rengar is going to full clear, Rengar does kind of get low sometimes. It lets him know that Elise isn't gonna like path this way and go up into attack this way. She'd at least have to go around to bot side, and that's kind of their job if they want to ward for this. All right, I've kind of done my job. Here the pings go out on the Gromp, so we know exactly where his lease is. One of the things that you'll notice is I'm focusing a lot on like what's happening on the map. I'm not even like focusing on what's happening in my lane because it really doesn't matter. It's like I just need to get prio and that's about all I need to do. And I need to get prio when the fight is going to occur, when it's most important to get prio, because this Galio can TP, and so I need to be able to like either stop his TP or I need to be able to run to the fight, or I need to be able to punish his TP. Those are the three things: either punish TP, so that's either like make him lose a lot of creeps, follow the TP, or stop his TP, which is kind of the same as punishing. But that's the general idea. Is you want to be able to do one of those three things because we know a fight should occur. If Elise doesn't start any fights, we're gonna win the game. So currently we see Elise bot now. So here I'm just peeking bot, and notice what Galio is trying to do. Galio is trying to shove out the wave as fast as he can, and there's a reason that, because he saw his team was fighting bot and he wants to try to be ready to TP. So one of the things that he actually did there is he used his W and his E, and so even if he TP'd, he wouldn't actually have those things. So he kind of punished him a bit if he had TP'd. You can see here, he kind of like backed up like he was looking at the mini-map. And I think that's something that's interesting to look at, is you can kind of think about what the other player is thinking as well. Missing a little bit of CS. Fortunately for you guys, you can't see my CS number for some reason because the X is close blocking it. Here we see Elise walk around mid, and I'm just playing safe. I don't not want to have to like blow my stuff. So our Rengar does something really smart where he just goes base because we can't really contest. Our Mordecai just pushed in. We just had to give up crowd. That's fine. Elise didn't do her wolves. She didn't do her raptors. So Rengar's still in like a fine position. So I'm really glad that, I think this is Tomio. I think he did a good job of just basing here. And so what is our Rengar gonna do? It's a good question. You should know what Rengar is about to do. Alright. And if you're Elise, you should know what Rengar is about to do too. And so if you're the rest of the team, you should know as well. So Rengar's going to look to cover top here, and then he's going to look to do his Gromp, and he's going to look to do his Wolves, and he's going to look to do his Raptors, and he's going to look to do his Krugs, and he's probably going to look here or here. It's kind of just the only two plays he has, is like, do this, and then do his camps. And so one thing I want to make sure that he can do is I want to make sure he can do this. So I want to make sure that this wave is pushed, that Galio can't follow and like invade with Elise onto our Gromp. It'd be unlikely she would do that because he has an item advantage right now, but it's something that we need to consider. Okay, let's continue. So he warded over there on the right, so that's just a really bad ward by him, because what information does that give at all? It gives zero information. So these, like even, like I don't mean to call this guy out, but like I play against a lot of people who just ward like that, where there's no thought process put into that ward. Like, oh, maybe he could be there. So here, one thing I need to be careful of is you should be thinking of it right now. Right now, what's about to happen? My Rengar is looking to cover top. However, I don't have TP. I have Ignite. Where can Galio go? Galio can actually TP top to stop this play, and Elise is up here. This is a big danger play for our team because I don't have TP. However, he decides to show, so that makes me feel a lot better about myself. And we are gonna kill on our top. So it's not the end of the world, but definitely if like things had gone differently there, maybe I should be looking to stop Galio's TP there, and I really wasn't. Here I get a nice charm, just a little bit of poke. Probably gonna finish this just because I'm So notice our Rengar did Gromp, and then now he's going to his Wolves, and then he's gonna go to his Raptors, and then he's gonna go to his Krugs. And so it's good that I went B now, because Rengar's gonna look to make a play after he does his Krugs, most likely. And so if he's ready to make a play, I'll be ready to make a play because I'll be level 6, and then I'll also have pretty much full resources at that point. So it's good that I did this reset timing when I did. I don't think it was 100% intentional this game, but it is something that is worth doing. Trying to line up, making sure that you are ready for the plays that your jungler can make. And it sucks that I lost this wave. Ideally, I would have recalled on, you know, a cannon wave, but I think just keeping pressure within this game is more important. So here, why am I pushing this? The reason why I'm pushing this is because if Galio TPs, I want to be able to deny him the cannon minion. Because I assume he's not going to TP back because it's pushing into him. So if Galio TPs top or if he TPs bot right now, I'll be able to punish him the most. If I was against a matchup like Oriana or Syndra or, you know, someone where the CS matters a bit more, rather than like them getting these roams off, then I would not be pushing this wave, right? However, since it's Galio and he wants to get these roams off, that's what I'm going to do to him, right? So like something that we have to be careful of is like if there was like a TP ward right here, Galio could just dive our Mordekaiser who's level 5, half health right now. So we need to be ready to punish that. Okay, we ward the middle of the lane. It looks like Elise is top, so Elise probably hasn't recalled if she's still top right now. And our Mordekaiser hits 6 and Blitzcrank's top as well. So one of the things that my team is going to do is, like we said, Rengar's going to do his Krugs, and then he's going to look for a play bot or mid. It looks like Blitzcrank's top, so we're definitely going to go for this dive on this guy. Yeah, so what should my job be? So they can 3v1 this guy under tower. However, can they 3v2 if Galio shows up? I'm not sure. So one of the things I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to stop Galio from having any interference on this play. Instead of going to this play, I'm going to do the thing where I'm going to stop his TP, right? So I'm going to be trying to be really annoying, and I'm going to try to stop him and punish him if he does TP. So here I'm going to like back up and leave the wave because I know he's walking this way. Our Rengar kind of just like abandoned the dive. This is funny. And yeah, that's like the idea. Is like I was trying to find him. Granted, this guy like literally had a brain fart there and he didn't see me. All right, but like that was the idea. Is like I am actively trying to stop him from having impact, and that's a 3-minute cooldown or something down the drain for him. That's super big. He still has a TP, but that is like a big win for our team. Every time you can deny something like that is huge. Alright, and so what is happening next within this game? So we get Dragon, they know that Rengar took time to do Dragon. That means his Gromp is coming up and his blue has come up now. So one of the things that Elise did, she ganked top, and we aren't sure what is happening within this area. Blitzcrank's walking over too, and you can kind of see a Galio walking in this area too. So this next area, this next fight, is probably going to be taking place around our blue, and so I think it's already a mistake by Sword Art to be pathing over here. Like, mistake. He should already be pathing up here, so that we can help. Make sure we secure our jungle, because jungle's really OP. But I can't face check it by myself into Elise, so I was kind of just hoping that it would be fine, and it looks like it is. He just jumped onto his blue. Yeah, it looks like Sword Art goes to back up the play over here, and we know that Blitzcrank is walking back bottom. And I thought he could go get this cannon, but he doesn't, so yeah. So it's peculiar that Elise wasn't on the Gromp or the blue, and it's because she was going for a regank top. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. I'm walking top in case the Galio TPs. That is currently my plan, and here we get his TP, and I just have to back out. There's no way I can run through him. So that's kind of like it's really good for us because I would have only killed the Elise, and I would have maybe died if I had gone for that, and he saved his TP. So it's a really good trade for us, in that regard at least. Not obviously both my teammates dying, but we got both of Galio's globals out for nothing. He got nothing at all, both of them. I shouldn't miss some of these minions. So I want to recall here, however the Lee Sin. If Lee Sin stays, then I have to stay, essentially. It's because I don't want him getting free plates. You know, classic jungler calls for FF. Here I want I want Mordekaiser to just like literally like run top here because I can't lane against this guy, and then I don't think he ends up doing it. I think the buy here is pretty simple. Like Mordekaiser could have just left this lane, ran top here, but he doesn't. This Mordekaiser's a pretty good player, but I think he could have just left the lane. He didn't need to finish clearing it because the Kana would have tanked. This gank is probably a bit unexpected from them because you notice our Gromp, our Wolves, and our Raptors are up. So it's a pretty good gank opportunity that they wouldn't expect from our Rengar. So I'm being very careful of this area because we aren't sure where they are. It looks like they might be on Herald, but nope. He ends up just getting our Gromp and getting out. So here our Rengar makes the call to go for this invade. And I kind of like the idea of this invade. And do you know why I like the idea of this invade? I don't know why I asked it like a rhetorical question like that. Like you can't respond to me. I don't know why I asked it like that, but like why I like this idea is because we got Galio's TP and we got his ult and he just went back to buy items. That's something that you have to keep in mind is like Galio never went B in all this situation. He just TP'd top to stop me and then ran back and then like laned against Mordekaiser. So we could assume that Galio is probably trying to B and get his Hextech alternator, you know, whatever else he's building. I don't know. Um, and so that's something that to keep in mind here. Is this play is pretty safe. Get the shutdown. Galio actually has ult up. I didn't expect this. I literally thought that Galio ult was a 3-minute cooldown, but maybe it's been 3 minutes. But that was actually, like, I thought I was good because on cooldown. Here I get a really nice Q where it does a ton of damage. Here I have my charm up. If I just play this a little bit slower, it's so much better for our team. Yeah, I tried to ping my charm. That was a little bit of a mistake for me. I could have played it a bit slower than I did. And we end up getting all of them. And we get Elise's Flash, and Elise's Flash is really big. So that was like a big win for our team. I think it should be clear on why that's a big win. Additionally, since I got assists after my death, I ended up getting 2 Darksteel stacks still, so it's pretty nice for me. And here I'm just trying to figure out which lane I should go to, because I don't think MF should be staying mid unless she needs an item. I'm like trying to get her to go bot. I want to be mid. It's better for me to be mid, but like if I don't think she really got any minions. I don't know why she stayed, because she could have just froze bot lane right here. I think she's late now. Yeah, it's just a little bit weird. Maybe I should go bot here. I don't know. It's hard to know. It looks like our Miss Fortune should just be because she's out of mana. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird situation. We see at least from my pink that I placed during the fight. I think that's one thing I didn't highlight is I placed this controller during the fight, I believe. I think that was me, or that was a different game I did that. But it actually gave us vision of Elise of what she's doing right now. She's going to Raptors and she's looking for Herald or something. I just know that don't have enough damage to kill him. Stealing the ward kill. We're playing for dragons. We got the first one really early, and so if you get the first one early, playing for dragons is super OP. I thought that guy with Umbral Glaive would have killed this. Oh yeah, he is. Okay. So here what's happening is we're creating a strong side and a weak side dynamic where we saw Elise go to Herald or around this area, and this is going to be their strong side. At least Lee Sin like can kind of do whatever they want to our Mordekaiser without ulti, and it's just something that we kind of have to abandon him for. He'll be useful no matter what because he has his ulti. However, if he was a champion like Jace, it'd be a little bit more scary to let something like this happen. But we're getting a lot on the bot side of the map. It's hard for bot lane to farm, and we're getting our second dragon at 11 minutes. So you could probably expect the Galio to walk top side right here. It wouldn't make any sense to walk elsewhere. So here, I decided to walk top side. We'll see if this decision was worth it. no, it wasn't. So what was I trying to do there? Maybe this is a mistake, maybe it's not. So one of the things that you could do whenever you have strong side, weak side, is you can help relieve pressure from your weak side. It's our weak side right now with Mordekaiser. I think I just stayed a little bit too long getting some of these minions. However, our Mordekaiser played it pretty damn well for living that long. If I was literally there 1 second sooner, maybe if I ultied to get there sooner, then I only have like 1 ult charge when I get there, I can actually save him. And that's like a huge deal if you're able to save your strong side from like dying like that. It's like we're still getting stuff on the bot side and we stop them from doing something top side. So that's kind of the play I was going for there. You could make an argument as maybe I should have just played towards our strong side and we just try to go for a dive on them. It's probably just way more consistent to do that. I mean, obviously right here is the right play because it didn't work out. But maybe this was like a 20% play and this was like an 80% play and I should have just gone for the 80% play. Especially since Galio shouldn't have ulti. Yeah, I kind of like don't like my decision making here. I just like felt bad for the Mordekaiser. I shouldn't think emotionally like that. I should kind of just think like... Additionally, one thing I could do is I could let this minion see me go this way and then turn back around and like go for a roam bot. However, I think that's wasting a bit too much time. See, I don't really like how I played this. So through this, and then I had to blow my ulti, which obviously blows. There, I thought he was TPing, and I tried to throw the charm. I don't think his TP's even up. See him there. And here, I could just go ahead and get my plates. That's just something to keep in mind is if I did go bot, Galio would be following me bot, so... It's not like it would be a 4v2, it would be a 4v3 with a Galio, maybe under tower. So all things considered, I'm 2-1-2. However, the game is kind of in an even state. A lot of their gold is on their Lee Sin. And Lee Sin as a champion, there's a lot of champions that are being picked right now. I feel like champions like Kiana and Lucian and all of these champions, they win lane, or Irelia, like they win lane pretty hard, but once they get to like the team fight phase where they have to contest us on these dragons, it becomes a lot harder for them to play. And so that's kind of the redeeming quality of having the enemy team pick a champion like that. See Varus bot, heralding mid. I'm obviously gonna decide to stay. I don't know what Galio would ever queue me there. I'm obviously gonna move out of it. And it would be literally good if I recalled there for them. They would kill the entire turret. So. A bit questionable on that queue. Not like I've never had questionable queues though. But then I get a few plates, so it's not the end of the world. Here I'm trying to ping out the Galio rooms. I'm just trying to get my item at the moment. Getting an item like Everfrost into Lee Sin and Elise and Galio is super strong. That's double TP. Don't go for this. Good, good. So we only lose Rel for that, we get both TPs, so that's ginormous. One thing that we could consider is maybe we should have stayed mid, because we were making a play bottom. However, I think we were just kind of too low on resources to make that happen. If we were higher on resources, if we had all that money, maybe it's better to stay mid. Or I think recalling there is pretty fine. Just based on how it turned out, though. That's kind of results-based analysis. Only losing Rels there is really good, but you know we had Rengar to cover, so it's not completely like we let them out to lose. Here, I should have placed this control ward because their support was roaming up. A little bit of a mistake by me. And yeah, I just have to... I'll have to R something there, so might as well R before I take damage. Because I'll get hit by the Everfrost. If I get hit by the Everfrost, I have to R no matter what, because then I will be easily blitzcrank grabbed. That Scuttle Crab just juked the fuck out of me. We know he's alone, but we can't really do anything. This was a really weird rotation by our misfortune because it kind of just like fucked bot. Like she kind of just abandoned the bot lane to come in. I think that was a mistake by her. It kind of just like let our bot lane tower die. I think that was really, really weird. It's weird that that happened, but it's actually not the end of the world, because we're probably going to lose that tower within this game no matter what. It's just that they get the gold now. It could even be beneficial for us in some ways, because I'm able to safely farm this without Lee Sin even like being close to me. One thing I do want to do is I should have held that wave for one more wave. What I mean by that is I shouldn't have killed those last 3 melee minions. I should have let them stack up right here, killed this next wave, and then moved into this area. Because right now it's a little bit scary. I don't have any vision of this area, and that's the area that we want to try to contest in a little bit. So I want to try to push one wave, then move with my Rel, and then hopefully my Rengar will be here, and move with them together to get the vision in this area, because we really want this Mountain Drake. It's super important that we get this. And it's definitely a winnable fight, so it's definitely something that I am looking for. So showing bot here is like I could be like Lee Sin could go in on me and probably get my ulti. So that's why I'm more positioned behind the creeps so that he has to like war jump on me than kick me or something rather than just land a open Q. Notice how I'm still looking at my character, looking to see what's happening. And so one thing that's happening is no one's answering bot. So that means Lee Sin probably went B and is about like right here by now, alright? And they're losing a wave to tower, but our team is trying to walk up to get vision. Our Rengar is doing Krugs because he does no ulti up yet. So, then also our Mordekaiser ult's not up. So we're kind of stalling for a little bit of time. We're playing it safe. I don't know 100% if, you know, they are in this bush or not. I do not know where Blitzcrank is, so I'm being a little bit careful. Throw out my Q, see if it hits anything. There Blitzcrank is. So he very well could have been in here. However, he just happens to be in here. So it's really good by Sword Art to like walk up and kind of bait it and then back out. And so one of the things that I'm about to do here is really good here. Watch again, just we'll watch the whole play out and we'll kind of just assess what happened. Boom, boom, boom. And that's it. Alright, so let's kind of break down this play. So we kind of broke down like the before of this fight is like we forced Galio to have to go match this wave, okay? Hope you understand why that like happened. It's like if they don't catch this wave, they lose literally like 200 gold of farm and I also lose XP. So that'd almost be worth losing a kill. So they have to catch this wave. Otherwise they're gonna lose stuff. Galio's pretty good at catching the wave because like we said, he can R to the fight. Alright. We see we wanna retake this vision. Having Rengar be our engage isn't super good because he's not a tank character. So we wanna have me or Rel go in first. Alright. So here when Blitzcrank makes this hook and he misses, and when I see them all on here, additionally we notice our Rengar, he's coming around and he has ulti. And this is like a prime position for Rengar to be in. Additionally, if we go in here, I don't know if our Rel had flash or not, but this looks like a prime Rel engage, so I was kind of expecting him to go in as well. And then kind of my decisions throughout the fight is I wanted to use my HP as much as I could. I kind of didn't use it as much as I should, I think. We can take a look at it. It's like I was not afraid of dying necessarily. One thing that sucked is I did Q to check this bush, and then I had gone in, and using my Q right here would have been a lot better than, you know, a second later. Because I got silenced too. But here I'm not like using my R to get out, I'm using it so they hit me. That's like literally my reason, is like I want them. I use it now, even though I don't have my spells up. because I want them to think that I have my spells up and try to dodge my spells, as well as like they will hit me and do a little bit of damage to me rather than my, my team, my Rengar specifically. So one of the things that also happened when I went in is they use spells on me. And it's kind of hard to notice because it all happened really fast. So Sword Art gets Blitzcrank Q. Then I get we also get the Cocoon. I didn't even see that. We get Cocoon, Elise W, and Cocoon. And then I get the Lee Sin Q, and he misses the Lee Sin Q on me, right? And then I believe we also get Blitzcrank ult and Galio ult. So these are all abilities that they used before like the fight really even started, in my opinion, right? Um, and so they don't have all of these cooldowns, and like even if Lee Sin lands that Q on me, nothing changes. So it's like he still would have got charmed, and he still would have got like Mordekaiser ulted. So. Yeah, and here I'm just hoping that they hit me, but I also don't want to just die for free, so I don't want to like leave my team too much. Yeah, that was a really good fight for my team, and that fight pretty much just won us the game. Um, Pretty much Sword Art and I engaged that, just us two, and that's kind of the plan that we were talking about before the game even started. Is like we want to go in to set up for our Rengar. And then Mordekaiser can kind of do his thing, and then Miss Fortune can kind of do her thing. Um, Yeah. Pretty much Rengar will love if someone engages for him because they will use all the spells on us and not him. And then he could kind of just kill two people or so. So we're obviously gonna go B, we're gonna get our items, we're gonna head top here, it looks like. Our Mordekaiser and Rengar died somehow. I don't really want to watch why, but it's probably bad. So we just need to be safe. We get Blitzcrank's flash there. If he doesn't flash, he dies, so it's a good flash by him. And not bad. It wasn't the end of the world. They got kills on our team, but like our team, I don't know really what we were fighting for. You should never be expecting to fight something. This is a bit risky what I'm doing, but I don't like walk up completely until I see Elise do what she's doing. So one of the things I think the enemy team should have done here is they should have just did Herald, and then they could have used it mid to kill the tower. Makes our misfortune a lot less safe. However, I don't think they did that. Additionally, I pushed this wave here when I shouldn't have. I should have just waited for the next wave and then pushed it. And I do not know why I did that 2 times in a row this game. I'm usually really good about that. So I was like really scared because I didn't have my ulti for 8 seconds. But pretty much I'm ungankable now into their team once I have my ulti. I would have to misplay pretty hard. Okay, so Lee Sin solos or Mordekaiser. What's currently the plan going on in my head? So the plan currently is like, we want to make sure they don't get Baron, but then we just want to fight for the next dragon. Because if we get the next dragon, we just can win the game. Alright. So we want to get as strong as we can before that dragon fight. While also stopping them from even attempting Baron at all. Because we don't want them to get Baron, obviously. So that would make things very hard. So here I'm just trying to neutralize them in whatever way I can. As I'm trying to get vision, I'm trying to like stop anything possible in what they want to do. So my vision there was really big that we saw Elise. We don't even have to fight this. There's really no reason for us to. I kind of miss all my spells, but I'm still there and I'm still at like the right place at the right time. Here's where I wonder if it's better for me to just die and not waste my stopwatch. But I believe we do Baron here. Do we? We can, I swear. Okay. Yeah, I think we end up doing it. I move in whenever I cast my W because of the W bug. And Blitzcrank steals it. Oops. Maybe I could have saved my spells. But one thing that did happen is they killed two of them. Like they both died, and so now Dragon's coming up and they have 2 dead. So it's almost good like that they did that because now we get silver free, but we were probably gonna get it for free regardless. So it's obviously not good. I do not like the call to do Baron there. I was in favor of recalling and just playing for Dragon. So yeah. Yeah, I did. Like I knew we could kill it. It's like, can we kill it without them stealing it kind of deal. Um, but they waste Varus ulti, and so then now we can just start it. If we get this, we pretty much win the game. So it's kind of my thinking. Here, I'm just gonna try to stop this guy from doing anything. He misses his Q on me. I'm just zoning them out as much as I can. Any charm. And pretty much I think they FF shortly after this. So we have Mountain Soul and it's kind of unwinnable. Yeah, they FF. GG. So the core takeaways that I'd want you to get from this game is that, especially when you reach higher levels of gameplay, when you're playing a champion like Ahri, you're pretty good at neutralizing the enemy, which is like stopping them from doing what they want to do, right? Because against assassins, you could choose not to die, so they choose to snowball less. You could choose to try to keep them in lane, so they snowball less. Against these laners that like to roam, you could choose to try to follow them or stop them or punish them. Certain champions like LeBlanc don't really have the pushing power to like punish like champions like Galio and Twisted Fate as much. They do have like some all-in power, on those champions or gank assist, but they don't really have like the wave clear push to punish. However, Ahri kind of has all these things, except for none of them are particularly like exceptional. It's like, okay, she's good enough at neutralizing the assassin to stop them from roaming. She's good enough at these skirmishes. She's good enough at following the TPs and stopping them. It's kind of the player's job to determine what you need to do with the toolkit that you have given, because you have a lot of tools within your kit and how you could play. It's just you have to be willing to, you know, adapt. I think adapt is a really good word. Adapt your play style to the situation on how your team needs to win the game when specifically you're in higher elo. If I am in sub diamond 1 almost, I would probably just like play Ludens and just try to assassinate people every game. I wouldn't worry about it too much. However, like when you get higher and higher, people are going to build magic resist, people are going to take cleanse, people are going to dodge your charm and flash it. People are going to do all these things, and it's going to be very hard for you to carry 1v9 or whatever. And so making sure that you have backup plans in order to carry the game through your engages, through your map rotations, through your roams is very, very important. And it's kind of the fundamental of playing Ahri at a high MMR. So if that doesn't sound like fun, because I have a lot of fun doing it because it feels like I can kind of do some of everything. If that doesn't sound fun to you, then by all means, there's people in Challenger, people in GM that still play Ahri like an assassin, kind of. However, I think they are missing out on some of the utility parts of Ahri. I think there's a lot to be said on how much utility this champion actually has and how much you can provide for your team. And that doesn't look the best. Like, you don't look flashy, you don't look insane, 1v9 every game, but you do win the game. So, and I like winning the game. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this VoD review, please go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate it a ton. And if you liked it or you learned something or you had any questions, I respond to pretty much every comment. So yeah, let me know. I will see you guys next time. Peace. Bye.